I think that should be a good volume. Let's hope that's a good volume. Zach, thank you for the raid. I hope your stream was good. I saw it was a lot of units circling. It's really funny to me, at least on my end, you redeemed first before your raid came through. I hope you enjoy your break too. Well-deserved break. Not Chris, hello. Femlux, hey. Peach Tea, hey. Daniel, hello. Because you were here first, that's true. Let the record show that Zach was here first. So yeah, I literally just got started. If anyone has anything they want to talk about, any questions to ask, please do tell me. Let me turn the music down just a smidge. Otherwise, we're going to be linear algebra-ing like we have been, and struggling with proofs like we have been. I think I did half of 2 the last time we did this. Oh, I saw you talking about that. It was something about shadows, right? And I was thinking that there is a good way to do that, probably. I got Pikachu? Oh, is this like... Oh, really? I just thought that was like a good like default Pokemon. I thought that's like always Pikachu. Do you just want the shadow coming from a different like light source? Because the shadow looks kind of like, I guess the elbow's a little bit off here. Click and move. Oh, okay, yeah, that... I didn't know how to describe that, but I definitely did, it doesn't feel right. That's fair. Oh, awesome, Peach Stevens, but spending time on this book too. Skirtle, hello. Could I get some directions to your heart? My fortune cookie is coming on to you instead of insulting you. That's nice. Spirit of Freya. I guess what I'm studying is linear algebra. Welcome in, by the way. My background is I have a master's in applied math. I just got it a few months ago. The theme of the stream is I take questions from chat. It can be a homework question or just a question about math in general, or I guess not even about math, but why would you ask me about not math? And I do my best to answer it. And if there isn't a question from chat, then I'll do some studying. And so what I've been doing recently is linear algebra. Oh yeah, I don't know how you pronounce his name. Slacking or Slaking? I know he's supposed to be like slacking, like he's lazy. This is a... Oh my god, there's Plusle and... I forget what this one is called. Minusle? Thank you, not Chris. You know the difference between columns and rows. That's true, I do know the difference between columns and rows. Hi, Ariane. Are we Pokemon? I guess we are, Thorfinn. A Slay King? Maybe. You're also an undergrad in applied math? Hell yeah, Freya. You finished it last year? Congrats. That's cool. Like, what part of math is your favorite, would you say? What is the coolest car? You're asking the wrong person. Oh, Minun, it says at the top. Oh my god. Hey, WW86. So yeah, Knockers, if you want to ask me about this, let me know. I don't quite, like, I see that the shadows are wrong. I don't quite know, like, I couldn't tell you what's wrong, though. It's hard to put it in words. The coolest car? I'll just say the one from Back to the Future, the DeLorean. I know nothing about cars. It's not even funny how little I know about cars. Hey, Fook Life. Making a minimal example of vector math as it is now. Okay. That's a great way to learn vector math. Obtuse Baboon Babu, do I know graph theory? Not particularly. I know a very tiny bit about graph theory, so feel free to try me. If you do want to do graph theory stuff, I would highly recommend stopping by Ian Stuckey's stream. Oh, I'm a raider in my own chat. That's funny. But yeah, feel free to try me too. What is my favorite Pokemon? Oh, that'd be cool, Skirt. I like Bulbasaur. Spirit of Freya likes linear algebra, differential equations, entirely calculus. Great choices. I love all those things too. The differential equations are my favorite, but calculus and linear algebra 2 are like right up there too. Yes, I don't much about them, so it works out nice. Been doing calculus by Spivak. Yeah, I mean, I think that's pretty known to be a difficult book, right? Oh yeah, like Pikachu, Charmander, and Charizard are like, if they're your favorite Pokemon, there's nothing wrong with that. But those are like the popular choices, you know. Ariane, are pi and e algebraically independent over the rational numbers? I have a question about. I don't know what algebraically independent means, Ariana. I'm sorry. I know they're not considered algebraic numbers, right? Because they're not the roots of a polynomial with integer coefficients. Do I code too? I do know some coding, yeah. Right now I'm best with like Python for like math purposes. I do have a minor computer science way back when I was an undergrad, and so I've made like little toy games in Java and C++ and stuff, but it's been a long time since I've done stuff like that. Squirtle's a great Pokemon. I'm kind of tempted to show it sometime. I think I saw the video on my phone, but when I was doing my undergrad, I took a class on Android programming, which is in Java. And instead of a final test for that class, you just entered it was a coding competition hosted by AT&T, and as long as you turned in something, you would get credit. It didn't have to be good. And so we worked in groups, and like it's a 24-hour coding competition. And so in the first like hour, we kind of like walked around the room and saw and looked at what everyone else was working on, and we realized we were really out of our depth. Like there were some really talented people there, and so we just went for the memes, and we made a really stupid game. It just had like Nicolas Cage's face pasted everywhere, and you had just like a little cannon that you had to shoot and like hit some targets or something. And the thing we didn't know is at the very end we would have to like, well, we didn't know we'd have to present it in front of everyone. What we didn't know is that there's a panel of judges that are like an executive at AT&T, the governor of Hawaii, and like some other third important person too. And so we got up there with our stupid game and presented that to those esteemed people. So that was fun. I got my professor to like record the presentation from the audience. I don't think I have the APK anymore. I doubt I do. Thorfinn, you really suck at discrete mathematics? I do too. Oh, Papadori, did you change your name? You did. Okay. Ardo? Papadori is asking Spirit of Freya how much they know about vector calculus. Combinatorics specifically, Thorfinn sucks at combinatorics is really hard. Permutations and combinations. Medicine student, whatever YouTube recommends to me. Hey, the NMD or then MD. Thank you for clicking anyway. When burpees redeem, I don't. Burpees suck, dude. I'm gonna be like all red and sweaty by the time I get back to my chair. The NMD, okay. For one, shouldn't be for every V non-zero. It's also true for 0V, right? Right, why not? Best reason to go for the memes? Yeah. Lucas, you like it when I live? Well, thank you. For 2, every vector space is an F algebra, whatever that means. I've got to do 10 push-ups. I don't want to do those, but I will. No group of professionals meets except to conspire against the public at large. Okay, Mark Twain. Never remember who Papadori is now? I mean, there's still the 007. Oh yeah, on Discord, Papadoria's electrified rubber band. Oh yes, Spirit of Freya, Papadoria slash Ardo 007 in the YouTube chat, which you can see up there, is asking how much vector calculus you know. No pressure if you don't want to like talk about it. Jane Mitchell statements usually someone professional. They looked at me with the weirdest face. Oh, fair enough. A good reputation is something to share, prize and cherish. That's very true. Proclaim 3 Injecto. I haven't even read 3 yet. Okay. Destin did redeem do 10 push-ups. And we will do 10 push-ups. I'm still sore from the last 2 days of doing push-ups. I don't know why I made this redeem. But I'm a man of my channel points. God, I hate working out. Okay. Oh, the stand mixer? Yes. Right there. I don't have room for it in my kitchen. So it lives on the ground in my bedroom, and I just clean it each time I need it, which isn't that often. Because I like to work by hand. Yeah, Fembox, I sense that too. Yeah, I got that from my grandma though, who owned a lot of great like cooking equipment, but like never cooked. So yeah. Gracie asked for more walking. Oh, I could if I stream for like maybe 2.5, 3 hours, I'd be down to walk. At point is a scheme? Yeah, that is a 30-minute cooldown because I'm a weakling. And even then, 30 minutes is probably too short. Actually, I'm not even on 4 yet. I won't look that up yet. You're an electrical engineering student, but YouTube keep recommending... Oh, hey, well, thank you, Thorfinn. Electrical engineering is cool. Then the entirety of Vector Calculus, Spirit of Freya says it's one of your favorites. Ooh, awesome. Vector Calculus is great. Draw a complex Hilbert space? How would I draw that? I gotta think about it. Sounds good, Skirt. Tips against eyesore. Too much screen time for me. I mean, for some people, the blue light filter works. I don't know, though. I kind of have the same issue. The last time I went to the eye doctor... So I assume you wear glasses, too, but maybe not. I didn't take her up on it. I wish I did, but she also wrote me, like, a prescription that's, like, half strength. Because normally prescriptions are written to read things that are, like, far away. But if you're just at the computer, you don't need a prescription that's strong. And so for some people, I guess it can help to have a weaker prescription for when you're at your computer. Oh, yeah. I had the same recommendation, too, for Sustain eye drops. Also, hi, Rex. I can yell and wake you up if it's walking time? Okay. Remember the belongs to symbol from when you had maths in school? Yeah, that's a common thing in set theory. Like you might say, like, 2 is in the set of integers, and that little thing is the belongs to. They don't scare any screen for after 20 minutes after eye drops? Oh, I've never heard of that. Papadoria says the spirit of Freya. My brother learned it around a year ago, sort of rediscovered unified Stokes theorem. Wow. He's having a hard time understanding differential forms, curious on how you learn vector calculus. Do you learn unified Stokes first? All the main forms like FTLI, Stokes theorem, Gauss divergence. Wow, yeah, I mean, that's deeper than your normal vector calculus goes, Ardo. At least, like, in my experience, a normal vector calculus class doesn't get that far into it. Hey, Leo. I saw you streamed today, but I slept through it, and I had a great time not watching your stream. I potentially be down to learn. I don't know anything about forms, but I've seen you studying them with Slim, and you've talked about them a lot. You had Soldier like something far too. Yeah, whenever I get headaches, I try to like look out the window every now and again for a bit and just, you know, try to not look at things that are so far away. I'll go on walks too. I went on a walk just before I started the stream and made me feel a lot better. I don't know how to draw a Hilbert space. I'm sorry, Rex. This might be a refund because I'm not sure what to draw. Much less a complex one. Why am I on light mode? Thorfinn, I'm one of the weird people who, like, dark mode hurts my eyes. Light mode is fine for me for whatever reason. There's most things that can be integrated, then have all these linear properties because of linear product integration and Rn. Okay. Hey, Rod. You way to graph a complex Hilbert space, the dual map for the functional bilinear forms. Okay. Look out the window, see the volcano, get ready to erupt at any time. Yeah, that's true, Skirt. At any time, there's at least 3 natural disasters happening around you. That's how I imagine it. I can draw whatever. I wouldn't know either is the issue. It's so cool. It's such an elegant formula. Integral over boundaries, the integral of the external derivative. Yeah, that is really cool. Seems like gibberish. Thought biochem was a bunch of bullshit. I'm glad I've never done biochem. The stuff that's on the screen now, I don't really know either. I've been barely introduced to it, but make a math competition between YouTube viewers and Twitch viewers. I mean, Papadoria might be like Doctor Doom. Like he might just be able to take on the entire Twitch Avengers team single-handedly. I have Papadoria and Leo working together, especially as a lethal combination. Do I like organic chemistry? I generally don't like chemistry. I wish I did. I want to know chemistry. I don't want to learn chemistry is my issue. Chemistry is just a lot of memorization. That's what I don't like about it. Pull it down so that Papadoria is balanced. Because we had an earthquake while it was storming apocalypse vibes. Yeah, that's freaky stuff. Organic is just by hearting shit. That's what I don't like. Okay, so neither me nor Rex know what a complex Hilbert space is, so this is going to be a great drawing. Hilbert does have that cool hat, though. We will definitely get the cool hat in there. Rex, by the way, good job on drawing that little icon for Ian Stuckey's Discord. Yeah, that's Papadoria with a new name. So I'll try to remember to call him Ardo, but I'll probably switch between them. We have Dr. Gold, the trivia champion. True. Although I heard Leo snuck in there yesterday. I'm brushing with Papa in it. Can I get some of my pre-calc homework? Yeah, sure, Clint's. Feel free to put the question there in chat, or you can put it in my Discord server if that's easier. I promise I am doing math. Right now I'm making a little doodle, but I do also do actual math. It's really easy to beat Leo. You just have to ask him to go live and never show up. I'm so glad that we have this tech for drawing chalkboards now. And Phobos gave us the tech of making the fill darker by copying pasting. I think my brother did absolutely fine. You did the concrete for this is what Spirit of Freya says to Papadoria / Ardo. Concrete form was first in unified Stokes theorem, not because unified first was wrong in principle. General Stokes theorem is a compression. Oh, wow, yeah, you know a lot more about this than I do. Complex Hilbert space, Nylonco says, is equal to complex inner product space. I still don't know how to draw that, but thank you, Nylonco. Okay, so Hilbert spaces. Oh, shoot, no more fill. Let's just kind of throw around some symbols, you know? Is there a script L that you might go down here or something? 0, 1? Because why not? No, let's do 0, 2 pi. Because why not? I forget if you... I don't remember. I don't even know. A squared plus B squared. Why not? In the right order, I don't think he has... I think he doesn't have trouble with theorem, but he has trouble with the objects. So everyone who gets stuck here is stuck on the same thing. Complex numbers as a 1D versus vector space over themselves will work. That's good, Rex. I don't know what else to draw. I might have to call those good. Gen Alpha, hello? Honestly, I prefer Papadoria as well, because I probably forget I changed my name, not respond to Ardo. Okay. Electrochemistry, where it's just a bunch of equations and maths you have to do. It's like connected to mainly physics and math, Faraday's law, and other goobles. That's cool. At NMD. I wouldn't like having to memorize that, but I think I would like learning like the underlying reasons for why those equations are the way that they are. One thing about forms that you can define them with invariance or covariance of SN action, I wouldn't know. This fact also secretly representation of finite groups are semi-simple. I also wouldn't know that. Can you draw something for me? I've been in the YouTube chat for a million years. What do you want me to draw? Much more general fundamental components between certain limits and components index. Okay, yeah, I don't know this. Draw you, Leo? I don't know how to draw you. I can draw someone with messy hair. Holding a giant sword. As you... Okay. We can do that. Piggy Master too, yeah. So, Spirit of Freya, Piggy Master is Ardo. I forgot that, he also has Twitch. From Space Nazis, we're taking it back. I don't want to draw a Nazi. I feel like that's gonna get me dinged. But I will draw you and a rod. I don't know how a rod looks, but I'll take a wild guess. I'll give a rod some sort of hat. The Marvel fake Hydra Space Nazis? I guess so. I don't know. There's already. I have to draw the moon. I have to draw two people, and I have to draw space Nazis. I don't know. Around two people wearing a hat. A very dominant chin. Oh my god, you're gonna be like the Crimson Chin, Arad. I got you. Say no more. All right, this will be Leo. You need a bigger sword than that, Leo. Sorry. That's better. It's almost it's like as it's probably taller than you are. He-Man, yeah. All right, and then we need to make Leo's like Magnus Carlsen messy hair. I feel like you're looking more like an anime protagonist right now with like spiky hair. How do I draw messy hair? You're just being an anime protagonist, Leo, because you are the protagonist of this anime. Yeah, exactly. When it turns his chin smacks the shit out of you, it's crazy. Would remove everything and troll the viewer? Oh, that'd be funny. I promise this is a math stream. All right. A rod. How do we draw a chin? Like that? It doesn't look quite like a chin. It looks like something else, but I think we're going with it. It's a great chin, thank you. Arad is definitely the type of person who would wear a top hat too. You don't mean dominant out. You've got an inward chin. Since Halloween is coming, I should do an Ed Sheeran cosplay or the lead singer of The Fray. That'd be funny. Ed Sheeran would be great. Visual differential geometry. Oh, I've heard of that. Arad never takes the top hat off either, not for sleeping or showering or nothing. All right, and then we'll draw a bad guy, and so you know he's bad. He's gonna have devil horns. It's a very small moon, by the way. Okay, I think I'm calling that good. I do want to get back to the math here. Med school buddy just left, I guess. Sorry, the NMD. Rex, thank you for the redeem. Leo, thank you for the prompt. Uh, okay. I I don't want to rearrange the drawing. I'm 30 minutes in. I haven't done any math. I did the first part of the problem. I didn't do the second part. I proved, I assumed, what did I assume? I assumed, I did the part for A is not 0. We did this. I didn't do if V is not 0. Oh, I mean, I guess that, yeah, that kind of does. Oh, wait. Uh, Thank you, Rex. Yeah, it's an inclusive or Rex. They could both be 0. That's fine. Um, I mean, do we, like, don't we have to prove that there isn't some other value of A besides 0 that makes AB equals 0 true? Like, I know there won't be, but don't we need to prove that? Here's yourself incredible homework a month ago, also Don. Yep. Nah, you're saying? You want to say prove A or B, and I show not A implies B, then you have done it. I guess so. It's Sheldon. Okay, fine. Hey, wait, who's the person who was saying, like, a pre-calc question? Did I miss them? Nothing posted in the Discord. I don't think they ever posted their question. I hope I didn't miss it. Clins. Okay, yeah, I didn't see them posting it. So we'll just carry on. Suppose V and W are in V. Also, the X is really cool and hot and chill. X hangs out with the hottest dudes, eats at the chillest restaurants. So I know there's a unique X in V. An enormous ass. Sounding a lot like me. um. All right, so we need to say there's a unique X. What gives us unique that we've learned about? Unique additive inverse? We should try to use that. So we need to say that X is the additive inverse of something. Um V plus 3X equals W. Implies, well, we'll just go downwards. v minus w using commutativity, associativity, all that shit implies this, which means 3x is the additive inverse to v minus w. And additive inverses are unique, right? I think every x is unique, but maybe that's just me. Sounds like the text is judgmental, kind of cringe. Sometimes the easiest way to show two things are equal is showing the inner product of t and thing equals the inner product of t and thing prime for enough t. Yeah, that's like the weak formulation for PDE is a type is a what makes you think of that. Yeah, I haven't read what a rod says yet, but I. Oh wait, okay, maybe I should. A rod of the gym that kills space Nazis. Question 3 is nice geometrically. Yeah, I guess we could draw. We probably could draw this one. Keep in mind, another method for proving uniqueness in algebraic structures. So we have x1, x2, try showing their difference is 0, right? Oh, like, so you're saying have like a 3x prime? Or I guess an x prime? I mean, couldn't we just solve this for x prime and then get what we want? Why not? I mean, I know it's not exactly what you said, Arad. I guess it's basically what you said without actually doing it. I think I don't know. I remember having a moment of clarity in my mid-30s where I suddenly realized every minute I spent not doing math would be a minute wasted. I don't think that's true. You're allowed to just have fun and relax. You mean weak convergence? Yeah, that. So the size is what you do with it. It's too painful to feel like you're always wasting time. You actually waste all my time by not doing maths anymore. Yeah, it's like if you police your time that closely, that just sounds like a stressful way to live. Someone with a problem. Oh yes, Spirit of Freya. This is just like kind of for fun studying. I'm not really doing this all that seriously. So if you have any thoughts or you just want to like spit out what you think the solution is for a problem, you're welcome to do that. Solving for x or x prime will show existence. Taking the difference between x and x prime should be 0 will show uniqueness. Really? Alan Coaster, you're saying I should do another step of saying, like, taking the two equations and subtracting them? This feels unnecessary to me, but I guess we could. Advance our human race for 50k years, Leo. We don't want that. Can we just learn to love each other? The NMD sounds good. Good luck with your studies. think x equals 53. That's a great guess. So you average like 45 minutes of math a day. I mean, that's pretty good. Avinashwar, it depends on your definition of basic or very advanced. This is like early undergrad level math. Subtracting those two equations would be one way to do it, to get x minus x prime is 0. Okay, fair enough. At what age did I start studying math? I mean, I guess I'm not sure what you mean by studying math. Because like I've had math classes since I was a kid, but like if you mean like when I started going to university at 18, technically I started by majoring in engineering, but I switched after my first semester to applied math. If it's the first calculus course, like Nylanko says, that would be when I was 17 during high school, senior year. At what age did I stop? The counter is still going on that. You're new here. You like the vibe? Oh well, thank you, Avinashwar. Since you interpret it with axioms, it's undergraduate. Yeah, for the level of math that this is. Studying is in seriously studying math. Seriously studying math, I would say my last semester of undergrad, so I was like 21 years old. I never wanted to do grad school until then. And wanting to go to grad school was my incentive to study math more seriously. So yeah, I guess 21. I'm 29 now. This is unique of the solution to an equation in x is a very common technique of getting to the expression of x via logical equivalences. Okay. When you first take a set theory course. I never took a specific set theory course. I think my discrete math class had set theory in it. I don't remember it very well, though. I was good math in high school. You only discovered passion for maybe 27. You said you get a master's in it. Fair enough. Actually, here's a good one. When did you, if at all, feel that you regret studying math due to a class? I don't think I've ever regretted studying math. There's been a lot of classes I've taken that I didn't enjoy. I wouldn't say I regret them. I regret not taking more classes that I didn't have time to take more, if anything. Yeah, I don't think there's any type of math I regretted learning, if I don't like it. You think the empty set doesn't satisfy being chill? Me neither. Orphans, it sounds good. Sleep well. I don't look a day over 30. Thank you, Leo. I look younger than 29? I guess I'll take it. Regret caring too much, loving too hard, adding too much shareholder value. Started when you were 13, you were homeschooled. Ooh, wow. Do you think that homeschooling, like, do you think that you were, like, I'm trying to find a way to phrase it. Do you think that you were more advanced than other people your age, Freya? You constantly regret studying math due to classes. It's a real roller coaster. I mean, I've struggled hard and I've been really stressed, but that's just learning math for you. I don't know. I view it as part of the journey. Oh, I've taken plenty that I didn't like. Just liking and regretting are different things. Let me check. Okay, I promise I'll actually read this question. I just remember I should check one thing. can always regret regretting it. That's true. There's nothing I can't regret. I regret regretting my regrets. Just not worth it? Yeah. I feel ya. When you were 15 factorial years old? Wow, you're really old, Papadoria. The empty set is not a vector space. The empty... Wait, didn't... I feel like the last time I was doing linear algebra, we said the empty set was a vector space, didn't we? We were saying something about the empty set. The empty set fails to satisfy only one of the requirements listed in the definition of vector space 1.20. Which one is that? No? Maybe I'm crazy. 1.20. Commutative, associative, additive identity, additive inverse, multiplicative, distributive. Which, You were, wait, thousands, millions, billions. You were 1,307,674,368,000 years old. It's a long time ago, I'm sure. Giga Chad Denner, studying grade 12 right now, starting to be study topics to train your mind. What the heck are these things? It's linear algebra, Giga Chad. It's a really cool subject. Divyam, you're 16, you love math, you're studying number theory, geometry for Olympiad, it's beautiful? Oh, good luck, Divyam. I know nothing about Olympiad math. The problems I've tried I have not enjoyed, but it is really cool that you do. Thank you, Arpit. I'm not a professor, but I appreciate the kind words. The regret you have with regards to math is not having learned more of it when I was younger. I should have gone at it harder. We said the singleton is a vector space. Oh, we're mapping, yeah, F empty set. Okay. Appreciate how we counted to the trillion before laughing. It wouldn't be as funny if it was... I mean, I think I was laughing myself at being ridiculous for, actually wanting to count it out. You love 2D graphs? Oh, cool, Giga Chad. Some probability lesson was going on. No. Is 0 a vector space? It's the trivial vector space, yeah. The empty set apparently is not a vector space, and I'm not sure why. I assume it lacks one of the identities, but like, and I assume it would be the, like, if I were to guess, I would say it's the multiplicative identity. Okay, sure, ultra products. I guess I was imagining the set containing 0. My title says Bayes theorem? Oh, did YouTube bone me? God, YouTube boned me. Sorry. Sometimes... So, whenever I end a stream, I go back through my YouTube VOD and I put these timestamps on, and for whatever reason, sometimes when I update the VOD, like the recording, it updates my live stream details, and I don't know why. That's really annoying. Did it screw up my thumbnail too? It screwed up my thumbnail too. Who cares about thumbnails? Okay. It's fixed. Okay. Oh yes, absolutely. My mathematical maturity really skyrocketed because of the fact I was homeschooled. Dad used to leave me with a math professor at our local university. That'll help. Currently 23. Because I have way advanced mathematical maturity compared to others. Yeah. As soon as you started talking about multivariable calculus with Ardo / Piggy Master, I was like, oh, you know a lot of math. It's not the multiplicative identity because the multiplicative identity is in the field. Okay. Trick question. 0 doesn't exist. If you keep asking, we'll throw you overboard. If 0 doesn't exist, who stole that money from me? Has he boned you, flirt? Thank you, Giga Chad. How can I love math? I'm from Canada. Here on exam for engineering. You want to crack exam? I don't think you make yourself love anything. You kind of either do or you don't. I mean, maybe there's a part. I mean, okay. Let me back up. If you think you might love math, the best way to figure it out is to get a taste of a bunch of different types of math, and the best way to do that is to watch math YouTube. I think so. People like Leo Lectures there in chat, but also like 3 Blue 1 Brown or Veritasium are the big boy, like the big channels, the big boys on the YouTube block. Just get a taste of a bunch of different types of math and see if one kind of draws you in. It depends on the type of integral, Vibov. Okay, you're also a big boy on the same level as 3 Blue 1 Brown and Veritasium, Leo. Should read the definition of K-algebra and compare with this definition. I don't know what a K-algebra actually is. I don't know what any algebra is besides maybe a linear algebra. I don't know. Destin's probably just throwing out a non sequitur. I don't know why I'm following it. Right and left distributive. Compatibility with scalars. I mean, it's sort of similar. I think that doesn't just want to point out a similarity, though. I don't know. I imagine the type of integrals you have in mind are not the type of integrals that I enjoy doing, if I'm guessing. At least for what people in YouTube chat normally put in my chat for integrals. Suppose you have 100 chapters to complete in maths in 9 months. Obviously, I cannot do problems from easy to intermediate to hard. No way. Is it possible? If yes, how? That's a really fast pace, Aaron. I would just, you know, figure out how many days are in 9 months, divide it by 100, and figure out how much time to spend on each chapter. You probably won't be able to learn anything that deeply if you're trying to do that much, but you can try your best. P-adic algebra, I've heard of that. K-algebra equals monoid and vector spaces. Am I currently a teacher? No, so I already said this, right? I got my master's in applied math a few months ago. I've been applying to jobs. I've never been an actual teacher. I've been a tutor. The jobs I'm applying to are like data analysis type of jobs, though. I think I'd enjoy being a teacher, like a professor, or like teaching at a community college. I wouldn't really want to teach high school students and lower, though. Yeah, so Vibov, if an integral requires King's property, I don't really want to do it. I don't want to do challenge integrals like that. I really don't. I don't know which one it fails. Is it distributive? I honestly have. I don't know how to think about the empty set. How do you think a vector space looks like? A linear combination of basis vectors. It's empty, Leo. Did I do good? Right, the quantifiers. The empty set satisfies everything that starts with for all, and nothing that starts with there exists. Well, that's why I was saying, like, it needs to... It only violates one. Both the additive identity Well, no, all three of these have their exist, don't they? But the question said it violates exactly one. I mean, so you can have the vector space that is just 0, and that's at least something. But the empty set, it doesn't have anything at all. And so I can understand where, like, I don't know, like, there's, because one comes from the field, we already have it. Is the empty set a field? I tried punching and screaming and punching the air? No, maybe I should. Okay, I guess it fails the additive identity, because there is no element 0. The index is not a field because in a field multiplicative and additive identity axioms start with there exists. Okay. I guess vector space doesn't require a field, it just requires a set? I don't know. Okay, it fails additive identity. Tried this course I'm selling you can get for 10 easy payments of $29.99. Why is the 0 ring not a field? Which is a more interesting question. Yeah, because it has a multiplicative inverse, right? Wait. No, rings... Yeah. Because rings don't need multiplicative inverses, right? But a field maybe does. What does a field need to have? You don't have a multiplicative inverse, and I just came out just fine. Kind of bad question, because really it's just we define it not to be one. We should have an axiom that just removes the 0 ring and does nothing else. Oh. We have to do an algebra group? Apparently we do, Femvox. I just don't like getting bogged down in group theory. Also, I just don't like algebra. Musa, this is linear algebra done right by Axler. There are many reasons you don't want to categorize zero ring as a field. Why do we not want to treat the 0 ring as a field? I don't know. Arad's multiplicative inverse would have a crazy if we treat the 0 ring as a field, what changes? I don't know. I barely know what a ring is. Don't learn about group algebras. You made groups when playing around with this book 2 weeks ago. You think it helps. Okay. I wanted to study linear algebra. I didn't want to study abstract algebra. Two binary operations, addition and multiplication. It has to be abelian under the first operation. It has to be a monoid under the second operation, which means associative and an identity, but not necessarily an inverse. Multiplication is distributed with respect to addition. Okay, that's what a ring is. And so just 0 is a ring, specifically because we don't require inverses, right? Well, I mean, well, there's no, wait, there's not an element 1. No, 0 is 1. I don't know. You want to get me into the beauty of algebra? You can sure as hell try, Femvox. I mean, yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen. So learning programming recently a few months ago seems to be quite easy. Giving less and less time to math, though, still enough. Still that you're gonna get even less. I mean, programming is a really important skill for pretty much every type of math. I mean, not every type, but a, a lot of math. Representing spans as monoids. Ooh, okay. We always had periods where I was doing more coding, less math, or vice versa. Usually bounces back to math. Fair enough. If we treated the 0 ring as a field, what changes? Multiplicative inverses? I don't know. I never read number... Wait, no, I did read number 4. We did number 4. Well, the answer is the 0 ring doesn't act like a field at all. Linear algebra over 0 is trivial. All modules are 0. Geometrically, it doesn't act like a field. It's not a point. It's the empty set. Say 0 ring is a field. Every theorem in linear algebra. Okay. It's just out of convenience. So worth learning programming when AI can just do it instead. Uh, you can say that about anything now, Cranberry. I mean, especially about programming, but you can say the same thing about math, or same thing about writing, same thing about art. Uh, learning things is just part of the human experience. It's what, like, we enjoy doing. So, on a human level, I think it's still worth it to learn programming as ever. On, like, a jobs level, someone needs to write the AI, and someone needs to operate the AI, at least for now, until it gets better. There's an arbitrary definition where you exclude the 0 ring. What makes these choices and definitions to reflect? I think you said it is an arbitrary choice, though. Like, we could say the opposite. We just don't want to make all these exceptions. That seems arbitrary to me. Considering algebraically complete, so we lose logical completeness of the theory of algebraically closed fields of fixed characteristic. Every difference is really, really minor. I wouldn't know. Totally agreed. I wanted to get a job, not for money in general, just the experience of it. On paper, my CV is absolutely insane. Employers end up rejecting because of not much programming experience. Fair enough. Yeah, that makes sense. AI is going to be able to do all these fun things for us soon enough. We can still do it for love of it and to appreciate the beauty. Yeah. Shown the definition of a vector space 1.20, the additive inverse condition can be replaced with this condition. Here, the 0 on the left side is the number 0, the 0 on the right side is the additive identity of V. So we need to show that this condition can replace the additive inverse condition. So we need to start with this and get to additive inverses. Let's bring up 1.20 again. Is there any meaningful theorems where the collection you want is all fields plus a zero ring? Just arbitrary. I mean, I make the argument all the time that one should be a prime number. It's just we define it not to be prime because it's convenient. And I'm putting that in the same category. Arbitrarily small, Zach? Zach comes out of the shadows to make it an analysis joke. Sounds good, Spirit of Freya. Thank you so much for coming by and for chatting. So I did see that you were new here. I forgot to do it earlier. There is a whole like niche of us here on Twitch who stream math. I saw you in e2ipie/Zach's chat earlier, but there's even more of us than just us two. So if you want more math and we're not around, there's a lot of people to like get you started. Aaron, I think I cannot solve that. Sorry. Hey, Hermod. Nobody on YouTube streams math at all. You're following them? Oh, awesome, awesome. Nothing arbitrary now towards what I like about it compared to analysis. I don't know. Infinity is a number or not according to the definitions, right? My second grade school bus would disagree. Half of them don't stream anymore? I mean, they go through phases of being more or less active. I did trim it down. The only person who's really not streaming right now is Physics and Depression, I think. Also, FizzBuzz, I guess. I mean, FizzBuzz has streamed a couple of times recently, but gaming. Everyone else is at least streaming sporadically, if not more. Oh, awesome. Glad to have you in there, Freya. Aaron, I don't know how to. I don't know what the first step is. There's nothing helpful I can say with that problem for you. I'm sorry. You might end up streaming just to get yourself to copy my topology notes. Oh, lots of follow from me. Also, oh, I'm your 5th follower. Hell yeah! All right, everyone follow Nylonco. Pressure them to stream in a nice way. Oh, Ethernet is really important. Yep, I made sure not to watch it. Hey, Stooky. Intermediate is suboptimal. If you can't do Ethernet, there is the next best option, which is there's like Wi-Fi extenders where it's like a little disc that you connect to the Ethernet to your router, and you can bring it like closer to your computer. So you can always bring it part of the. It's like running an Ethernet cable part of the way to your computer. Yeah, Wi-Fi is really rough. Leo, you're like the most famous person I know. I think yeah, I'd say you're famous. Okay, we need to start with 0v equals 0, and we need to end up with v plus w equals 0. The highest famous-esque personalities and non-famousness that I've ever seen. Hmm. For every V in W, there exists a W in V. So V plus W equals 0. Theme's been slowly bringing me into it, curse him. You don't think he knows you, Aaron? Maybe one day. Personality up and notability down to kid ratio high. $2.1K? Who has 2.1K? Isn't the zero identity a number? Yes, like they talk about that here. Like this zero is a number, this zero is a vector. How much you got? I don't know, per mod. Would having one video get some views gets you there? Would it happen with me? Vectorize these nuts. Hey, Boston. Wait, do you actually have 2.1K subs? Leo, I thought we were about the same the other day. Did your AI video actually like blow up your channel like that? Whoa, you actually do have 2.1K. Look at you go. Very nice. Hashtag mogged by Leo. That's true. I'm getting mogged. Leo, I feel like just like 2 weeks ago, maybe we were talking about how you barely had more subs than me, or we had about the same amount of subs. That like just casually getting 400 subs so quickly is really nice. Yeah, I'm gonna start making all my streams like about AI. Math Masters talks about AI and why we're all doomed. Yeah, maybe I'll watch it someday. I definitely haven't watched it already. You notice Aster likes subverting expectations with notation. He likes to mess with you a bit. I mean, I feel like this is what you do when you get deep enough in math. Like, you just start not saying the difference between vectors and numbers, right? If that's what you're referring to, Peach Tea. See Leo, Briddy? The secret about the AI video is like a third about AI, 2/3 about other stuff. Yeah. Because don't shoot Leo lectures, give math lectures, no one watches. When Leo lectures and adds AI, their company, boom. See Leo, Briddy. There we go. Good advice for Slim, true. Three best AI? I wouldn't know if you're asking me. For every... Do we... What do we do? I'm imagining we start with, like, V plus W. Like, do we want to start with something like this? And then we divide each side by 0. No. A math AI tier list? I would take a lot of research. I basically know nothing about it right now. Best... Best Al is Al Yankovic. True. You can spam the answers if you want, Nylonco. I'm not taking the studying that seriously. This is more just I want some kind of filler content while I wait for someone to ask a question. But like, at some point, I do want to seriously study some subject, but it's probably not going to be linear algebra. Even then, I probably wouldn't care if people spam the answer. It just kind of depends on the context. You have 1 million subs, you still come in here and be annoying. That's great of you, Leo, not to get a big head. Trying to learn math by AI, that probably would get some good views. Zone, thank you so much for the prime. Holy crap. I haven't seen you around, but maybe you've been lurking. I appreciate that. Thank you, thank you. 0v equals 1 minus 1v. Oh. You have not been around. Well, it's good to have you back. I hope it's been for a good reason. Or like, you know, for like a happy reason, I mean. Equals 1v plus minus 1v. Oh, that's right. We can actually name what the inverse is. I thought it had to be a generic W, but it doesn't have to be. Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Nylonco. We stay quiet, Donald do 1 exercise per week. I mean, yeah, like I'm not doing any studying of this off stream. I'm not really taking this linear algebra stuff seriously. You think our numbers are off a bit? Oh wait. Oh, do we have different additions? Is that what you're saying? Discrete math is the only part of math which feels like real math. Everything else made feels like it's forcefully made. I don't know if I agree with that. Discrete math has some cool stuff in it. Ooh. I see infinities here. This guy likes writing books? I guess so. You have the 3rd edition. I mean, it's free. Oh, does she have, like, the print copy? Because, like, online it's free. Discrete math doesn't exist a quarter and yeah, discrete math is kind of ill-defined, to be honest. Like, it has blurry boundaries. You do have the print version. Okay. God created the integers, all else is the work of man. I really like that quote, Fembox. That's how I think about it, too. I think Chroniker is when it said that. I already answered it, Leo. Spoiler alert. I do have blurry boundaries. I got it because I accidentally attributed it to someone else before, and then I got corrected, and then I remembered that. Oh yeah, that was when me, Zach, and Slim had the math philosophy like reading group discussion thing. That was late last year. Intuitionism. Imagine having non-principal ultra filters. I don't. That sounds made up. Non-principal ultra filter. Don Zach and we do need to get more collaborations in general going. It's actually from Hilbert, but not the real Hilbert. The totally messed up one Don doodled earlier. We need more collabs in general. We haven't been collabing hardly at all recently. I don't remember Pramod. There's a lot of spam in YouTube. It's easy for me to get it mixed up. Are non-principal ultra filters strong enough to get full choice back? I don't know. I sound like Elon Musk and look like Ed Sheeran. Okay. I don't know how to feel about that, but okay. Let infinity and minus infinity denote two distinct objects, neither of which is an R. Define an addition and scalar multiplication on R union infinity minus infinity as you could guess from the notation. Specifically, the sum and product of two real numbers as usual, and for t in R, define t times infinity as minus infinity if t is less than 0, 0 if t equals 0, which is kind of stupid, but okay. I guess it has a multiplicative inverse, and infinity if t is greater than 0. Sure. T times minus infinity is the opposite, sure. T plus infinity is infinity plus t is infinity plus infinity, which is infinity, sure. Same deal with minus infinity. I don't sound like Elon Musk, thank God. Infinity minus infinity is 0. You heard it here first. Alright, bye per mod. See ya. Manish, love your content, thank you. Oh. No thank you. I'm okay, Manish, I'll pass. You too, per mod. Good luck with your studies. And fair enough, Leo. Leaves equivalent to compactness, Tychonoff for house source spaces, Han Banach. I only know Han Solo. I don't know how strong is this in one. I don't know either. Hey, Winklebutt. It's linear algebra. I don't know why this is a linear algebra question, but we're thinking about it. I also look like Elijah Wood. I gotta remember how Elijah Wood looks. Oh, actually, I can kind of see it in this one. Look in the mirror. What has he been in? What was he in Back to the Future 2? I recognize his face. Is there an Among Us movie? Oh my god. Oh, Frodo, duh. I've never gotten Frodo, but I can kind of see it. I actually have not seen Lord of the Rings. I watched Ready or Not 2. He was in that. That's where I recognize him from. That's the thing I watched most recently. Wait, podcasts are on IMDb now? Huh. I remember Wilfred. I've never seen commercials. I never watched it. Okay, anyway. Red versus Blue? Wait, that got a TV show? The Machinima? Wow, they did. No, this is for the YouTube? What the hell? IMDb has everything. Okay. Anyway. Alright. I looked away for 5 seconds. Let's catch up with chat now. I could be a good Frodo? Thank you. I have not watched Lord of the Rings. I know, Vossen. It's double blasphemy because my mom loves Lord of the Rings. I make fun of her all the time for never showing it to me as a kid. Among Us TV show that exists. Apparently it's not bad. Yeah, I won't verify it either. Oh, Sin City's a great movie. I haven't watched that in so long, though. I don't remember what his character was. I know they're great. I never got around to them, and they're a big undertaking to watch. You don't think Donald played role as small man, like with hairy feet, but Elijah Wood. Elijah Wood, yeah. You read all the books. I look like Don does math. You know, Zone Ranger, that's a great call. I lost all aura. LTR is awesome. Yeah, my bad. Of course, Infinity might. Oh yeah, I already read that. The one non-principal ultra filter to rule them all. And when the attribute book probably have a question like this in it. They made an Among Us TV show to capitalize on the popularity. Yeah, of course. Definitely not 6 years later. I need a nap. It's almost too late to take a nap. What do I do? No, I have not seen Lord of the Rings. I have seen Avatar: The Last Airbender. I don't know. You probably still take a nap anyway. They're not so in touch with the audience that they will take another 6 years to understand. Yeah, Aaron. You've been scarce for the past week. I have a burning question to ask. Would you rather be the top scientist in your field of choice or have mad cow disease? Well, one's a negative thing and one's a positive thing. I would imagine. I would rather be a top scientist in my field of choice? Question mark? Hey, Yanis, you don't think it's vector space? I still haven't thought about it. I keep getting distracted. Because you not seen that LTR? Yeah. Gotta go nap. Destiny's your ride. Hey. See you, Leo. See you, Dustin. We're gonna take a watch. Oh, an entire day? There goes he's too tall. Gonna choose Mad Cow? Yeah, almost. It was a tough choice, Winklebot. Okay, with these operations of addition, scalar multiplication, is R union infinity minus infinity a vector space over R? Explain. I've been good, Deannis. I graduated like 2 months ago. I'm applying to jobs. Yeah. I hope that things have been good for you. I think Don was Amish. Probably didn't watch Harry Potter either. I've seen the first like 4 Harry Potter movies. I haven't seen them all. Thank you, Boston. I mean, I do have one day. Well, I'm not promised. You know, you never promise to tomorrow, but I don't want to spend a day watching Lord of the Rings. Thank you, Zone Ranger. Yeah, the entire Masters thing was just a 1-year program. Thank you too, Yanis. And Nylonco. Yeah, job hunting it sucks major balls. Not yeah, like it's not even small balls. But you gotta do what you gotta do. That's the best username I ever came up with for an Algebra session the other day. Algebraista? For the type of job that you can get learning algebra? I don't think LTR's required viewing is pretty good. Yeah, I know it's a big gap in my like movie viewing history. I just never got around to it. I have Zone, so I have a history of trying to get a PhD. I tried to apply for a PhD when like pretty soon after I graduated with my undergrad. So that was like 8 years ago now. I applied to like 10 places. I got into one place. They actually flew me out to visit. I kind of hated it there, and I would rather not have pursued a PhD than go to that one place. So I considered that round of applications a failure. Years later. Oh wait. Yeah, I guess years later, I had a little stint of pursuing a master's in software engineering at night while working full time. COVID fucked that up and I dropped out. And then recently, like, you know, I guess 2 years ago now, I tried applying again for a PhD in math. I originally planned to apply for master's. My former professor, who's been like a mentor to me, convinced me to just, you know, at least try going for a PhD. It didn't require the any GRE, the general or the math GRE, which was a plus this time, unlike the last time I tried. And the thinking is that even if I don't get in for a PhD, they might still accept me for a master's. So I put out a bunch of applications, not as many as last time, but a bunch of applications for PhDs. I did not get in anywhere. I got accepted for 2 places for masters, including UW, where I just graduated from. I don't know why I'm saying the entire history in this much detail. I don't know if you need that, but and then while pursuing a master's at UW, they had an internal application you can do to try to continue on for a PhD. I did that. I didn't get in. It was very competitive. And so after trying multiple times to get in for a PhD and it not working out, I'm like, let's just try to get a job and make some money for a while. And the door's always open to try again in the future. I don't know if you wanted that much detail, but you got it. Lumen Relic, how do you get good at math? I feel like I try everything and I'm bad. I feel the exact same way. I have a master's in math and I still think I'm bad at it. If you ever start feeling good at math, I don't know what to, like, you're built different. Hey, Smart Stream. To get good at math, you just do it over and over again and you keep practicing. It's just practice, practice, practice. There's not really a secret or a shortcut. Currently watching the Alien movies in universe chronological order. I didn't know that that was different from the actual like release order. I've seen Alien and Aliens. I don't think I've seen any others. I might have seen one of the more recent ones. I don't remember exactly. When in the future world with Don as a math PhD. I mean, that'd be cool, but it'd be cool to have the piece of paper. I don't have much reason to want a PhD aside from just a personal achievement, though. Ooh, it's breaking associativity. Yeah, that's a good thing to check. Yeah, so I'll think about that more when I catch up with chat. Could try for an ed PhD. I wanted an applied math PhD if I do one though. All the time it's reading from homes. Yeah, the more you learn, the more you guys see how little you know. Exactly. Yeah. Especially like doing this math stream. Like, there's so many times people are like, oh, what do you think of this theorem? And I've never heard of the theorem itself, and I've never heard of the subject that the theorem exists in. And it's like, wow, this is an entirely new type of math I've just never heard of. These are all places, especially the new ones. Oh, okay. It isn't a vector space. By Vought's test, the theory of infinite are vector spaces complete, and there exists a model. Yeah, it's definitely the easiest proof. To watch them in the in-universe order. Interesting. Okay, I'm sorry if people are just here to like see the math and I keep getting distracted and yapping. It's hard to strike a balance between keeping up with chat and doing math, so I hope you all understand. So Yanis has the idea that this is not a vector space because of associativity. So let's check that out. Associativity with addition. So infinity plus minus infinity plus t. Well, this is 0, so that becomes just t. Whereas infinity plus minus infinity plus t, what does this become? Minus infinity. Oh, it's 0. Yeah. Because this becomes minus infinity. Okay, nice. New type of math. I mean, the more you can say 1 plus 1 equals 3 as long as you show your work. Yeah. Why not? The wise man knows he is not a Jedi. Spock speaking to Frodo about the philosophy of Voldemort. Muslim Dynamics agrees. Smart Stream, I kind of just went on a whole rant about myself. I feel like I've talked about myself too much already, but the short version is I have a master's in applied math. I'm applying to jobs in data analysis right now. The types of math that I'm best with are like differential equations and calculus. Yeah, if that's the type of information that you're after. What's happening on the stream right now is I'm studying some linear algebra just for fun, basically. Okay, now I've already forgotten what this notation means, and I said I would forget what this notation means when they first introduced it. So let's remember what this notation means. Wait, is it in this one? Here it is. And we do know that this makes a field. A vector space, I mean. Suppose S is a non-empty set. Let Vs denote the set of functions from S to V. Oh, they even say it for us. Thank you. Define a natural addition and scalar multiplication on Vs and show that Vs is a vector space with these definitions. Oh, the difference is that we have V instead of F. I was wondering why it's not the same exact thing as what I have in the screenshot here. But one's a field, one's a vector space. Okay. Well, wait. No. What is V? It is a vector space. Okay, okay. Yeah, I don't know why it would be different. V is for Vossen, true. The set of functions from S to Vossen. Or Vulcan, yep. Using a field instead is just a special case. Really? I was just about to ask what the relationship between a field and a vector space is, because I feel like they probably have already said that in this book, and I just kind of lost track of it. A field is a vector space over itself. You solve mathematical problems and questions. Can you tell me if you formulated the theory? Yeah, smart stream. I did. I had it all saved to my computer, and then you know I got a blue screen and I lost the file. So you know, rest in peace, theory of everything. R is a real vector space, for example. Okay, thank you. That example helps me. The set of functions from S to V. So if F is in V, or if F is in VS, then F maps S to V. So I guess, let's say X is an element of S, that's fine. Like, I feel like it's just the exact same definitions. The green screen nowadays. See, it's a complex vector space. Also a real one. Oh, true. Because it has the real numbers as a subset. You have discovered a wonderful computer repair technician who can recover the files for us. If only you could pay the deposit amount of 5,200 USD. True. Show that VS is a vector space. So, not only is V a vector space, we want to show that the set of functions from S to V is a vector space. A field is an algebraic structure with addition, multiplication, subtraction, and division of non-zero elements. A vector space consists of 1, an additive group of vectors, and 2, a field that acts on scales these vectors. Okay. So the vector space is made up of these 2 distinct bits of information. That's helpful, Nylonco. Thank you. Okay, so how do we show it's a vector space? we just have to name. Well, yeah. Okay, so we have to commutativity and associativity. I think we can call those obvious. It's an exercise for the Twitch chatter. Distributive, same thing, right? Down here, they're just identifying the additive identity and the additive inverse. Why don't they worry about multiplicative inverse? Maybe it's obvious. Or, they don't need multiplicative identity, and that's just one. Okay. The answer is obviously should left exercise to the greater. Okay, so the only, non-trivial ones. Wait. Yeah. Additive inverse, additive identity. And isn't additive inverse or additive identity? Yeah, it's just 0. These are all... I feel like it's all just the same thing. Is this really an interesting exercise? Since the field f knows how to multiply x in f with y in f to produce x times y in f, you just need to consider x as a scalar and y as a vector to interpret f as a vector space. Okay, yeah, for a field being a vector space over itself. Sure. You don't have multiplicative inverses for the elements of a vector space. You can't, in general, divide vectors. Fair. I was getting mixed up with the multiplicative inverse. That we don't need the identity. We don't actually need an inverse. "16 years old, can you tell me if I should spend time solving math problems or doing calculations? After all, in the future, AI will handle all the calculations. You understand the logic of mathematics, how it's solved by AI." I mean, no one really knows what the future holds with that smart stream. I think the safe thing is to learn how to use AI responsibly, but hold yourself accountable to be able to solve problems without the help of AI. And then if you do use AI, it'll be a booster to like make you even better. But you always need to take responsibility for your own knowledge and making sure that you actually learn things for yourself. I don't know if we really even needed that. Let me check one thing. Okay. So what am I saying? I'm saying obviously commutative, obviously associative. Additive identity. I guess it's just the 0 function. Additive inverse is minus f of x. I don't know. I don't understand what's different. The multiplicative identity is an element of the field, right? Yeah, so this is all the same. I feel like I'm missing something with this question, but I don't know what. There's only one question left in this chapter. Or in this section, I should say. And here it is. Suppose V is a real vector space. The complexification of V, denoted by VC, venture capital, equals V cross V, or V times V, I should say. An element of VC is an ordered pair UV, where UV is in V, but we write this as U plus IV. Yes. I don't think you're missing anything if you already digested the case FS from the chapter. This wouldn't give you anything conceptually new. I don't know, I'm still kind of sketchy on fields and vector spaces, but I think it's the kind of thing where it'll sink in as I use it more, hopefully. VC is voice chat, true. It could be that too. Addition on VC is defined like that. Complex scalar multiplication on VC is defined like that. Further, with the definition of addition and scalar multiplication above, VC is a complex vector space. The key component of this question is that VS can be a vector space entirely thanks to V being one. Okay, fair enough, underscore. Thank you, Lucas. Yeah, I don't know tense or anything. VC is a complex vector space. Okay, I'm going to say commutativity and associativity. We're going to say those are obvious again. Additive identity. I mean, I can write it out. U plus IV plus minus U plus I minus V. I guess if I'm being really annoying about it. It's equal to 0. Additive inverse. Wait. Sorry, additive identity is 0. I did the inverse. Zero plus I0 is equal to U plus IV. Multiplicative identity, it's the real number 1, and there's no tricks, right? Like, it can't also be I or something? I don't think so. This class of the symbol because it follows from more complex stuff. Yeah. Creating the 0 function, you can do it because the vector 0 exists in V. Okay, that's good to note, underscore. What is n factorial factorial? Oh, like an iterated factorial. I mean, it's just what you say it is, I guess. You do a factorial once, then again, and like Ian Stuckey says, it blows up very quickly. When going for the additive inverse of S, you can create minus F thanks to every element F in V has an additive inverse. Minus F of X thanks to V being a vector space again. Okay. One is approximately infinity. Depending on your scaling, sure. Or like what order of magnitude you're working in. Distributive properties. So this one, I guess we could be careful about it. Like, we could kind of take this and rewrite it. A plus... Wait. I hate this. The I goes second here, but the I goes first here? Come on. We're putting the I first. I'm gonna take... So I shouldn't do it in this order, I guess. I'm gonna do it anyway, though. I'm guessing n factorial already exists. Yeah, I mean, you've just defined it. I wonder if someone's already written something about it, but yeah, there's no reason you can't. You can do as many factorials, nested factorials as you want. Between C and VC? I guess. Start using AI as a booster too early. How do we ever develop the raw mathematical intuition required to know when the AI is confident hallucinating or wrong proof? Well, the trick is to try to not use AI too early, I guess. That's just a really tough question, SmartStream, and that's the reason why you're probably, or like, you should probably be somewhat nervous about AI in math, but also in general, in the effect it'll have on the world. Because of exactly that. Is it because the distributivity is different? I've got like it is a little bit weird how this is working right now. I'm assuming that like if I multiply all of this out, it'll get us back to here, and that'll have proved it. I hope. Yeah. I haven't think about distributivity correctly. Think of V as a subset of VC by identifying U in V with U plus I0. The construction of VC from V can then be thought of generalizing the construction of Cn from Rn. I don't know. Does a reverse factorial exist yet? Like if n factorial equals k, then n equals k, like inverse factorial, like an upside down exclamation point. I love that notation. Like n factorial equals k, or k inverse factorial equals n. It looks like an I. Maybe I don't love that notation for that reason, but I do love an upside down exclamation mark. You certainly, like, it's... You can make a well-defined inverse, right? Because a factorial, if you graph it... Oh, no, you can't. It's something like that, right? For ice for the gamma function. For integers, it's well-defined. For the gamma function, you're gonna have issues and you have to cut it up into pieces. But if you just stick to integers, you're okay. Sorry, for natural numbers. What's the hardest math problem I use in everyday life? I probably don't use any math problem in everyday life. I have had some surprisingly difficult math problems when I was in college with roommates and we had to like split up rent and utility bills, and we had all these extra like weird things that would happen that always make it annoying to calculate. Like someone accidentally overpaid last month, so they're gonna pay less this month, or the one person has a room to themselves and everyone else shares a room, so they pay a little bit extra. And getting all of those rules right was actually kind of surprisingly hard. That's like an everyday life math problem, I guess. Probably more so if it exists or if it's any useful. I haven't shown distributivity yet. Yeah, I'm worrying that I'm showing the wrong thing. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if undoing a factorial is ever useful. It probably is somewhere. I don't know off the top of my head, though. You define the functions f1 of x equals x factorial, f2 of x equals x factorial factorial, so on. There's a function that grows faster than all fn. Tetration? I would assume ultra products. That's just the definition of scalar multiplication. Yeah, Hmm. The weight of my mother. A plus bi is one scalar. Yeah, I'm confused on what it's distributing into what. It's an okay. Wait. U and V are elements of the vector space. A is an element of the field. The vector space is VC. Which is basically okay. So if we have, yeah, I think I did set this up wrong. I'm still confused, actually. Uh, is it 3 complex numbers? Like, this is the scalar outside, and then there's 2 more complex numbers inside here? I guess let's skip over E. Let's skip over F. U plus IV. I don't know if that's the distributivity that we want to show. Much of an AI advocate in general. In this case, it could be useful at Lucas. Yeah, that's a good thing for AI to like help research. The about thinking of the function is no exists because that's a countable set. Oh, okay. I do know in general tetration is faster than a factorial, and I would assume you can iterate tetration to stay faster than an iterated factorial. Energy, yeah, what's the question? Hey, Floppy. The Andre Oort conjecture. I can Google it. Okay, thank you, Hamiltonian. So I was correct in my second attempt. Oh, that's a good point, Lucas. You do have an issue even with natural number factorials if you count 0 as a natural number. Yeah, 1 doesn't have a good inverse, or you need to choose only one of them. Andre Oort conjecture. This is related to the Oort cloud. Didn't even ask me how my nap was. How was your nap? AI is trying to essentially mathematical struggle and breakthroughs. My generation stops struggling because AI gives us the answers, but mathematical evolution just freeze. There's reason to think that AI can't create new ideas. It can apply existing ideas in new contexts, but genuinely new ideas seem to come from humans. I don't know. You're asking very tough questions, Smart Stream. I don't think anyone really has the answer. Mia or Danny? I don't know, Adia. Not bad, thanks for asking. If only there was a video. Spelling Professor recently won the Fields Medal, partially for helping solve the Andre-Orr conjecture. Oh, wow. It's hairy. There's a bunch of layers, very technical definitions. Well, I'm not optimistic. Negative integers do have a nice output instead of an input. Well, negative integers aren't defined for the gamma function. I'm not sure what you mean with that, Lucas. All right. Energy, I can promise you I'll read this and see if I can maybe understand it. It sounds like I probably can't, but let's at least try. Hey, Daniel. Yeah, I mean, Terence Tao probably could explain it. Diophantine geometry, a branch of number theory, seen as a non-abelian analog of the Manin, Mumford, and Sons conjecture, which is now a theorem, proven several different ways. The conjecture concerns itself with the characterization of the Zariski closure of sets of special points in Shimura varieties. They're not. Oh, they're just describing this. This isn't even what the thing is. Ideally, about 100 minutes. I've been going through linear algebra done right at Aditya. Each irreducible component of the Zariski closure of a special set of points in a Shimura variety is a special subvariety. There will be a lot of new words for me to learn here. Any good reason to think new ideas necessarily exist? That is... I think there's a good reason to think new ideas exist. I guess that's one for the philosophers, though. For a normal gamma function, f of -1 doesn't exist. For an inverse gamma function... Oh, yeah, you could. There's infinitely many places where an inverse gamma function hits -1. Yeah, there's no problem with that. Yeah, Lewisoft, it seems like what you're saying is true. We'll need to assume anything exists. Possible the normal gamma function? Yeah. What is a Shimura variety? Let's start there. Higher dimensional analog of a modular curve that writes a quotient variety of a Hermitian symmetric space by a congruent subgroup of a reductive algebraic group defined over Q. Did you get all that? Energy, I'm sorry. I think this is too deep for me. This seems like something you probably can't even like. There is no ELI 5, I would think. This seems too technical. Fembox, Leo posted the video on my Discord a while back. Let me see if I'll scroll up and find the link again. It's a video essay Leo made about AI. He did make a follow-up as well. I'll post it in the Discord again in general chat, so it's at the bottom. Actually, I can put it in Twitch chat too. Repeat is not that impressive. I can smash my face against the keyboard too. True. I will say they are extremely interesting because the Langlands correspondence has been realized in certain cases in their cohomology. Yeah, I am very interested. I'm following. Important examples of Shimura varieties are moduli spaces of abelian varieties, typically with extra structures. The J invariant realizes the affine line has a moduli space for elliptic curves. Sorry, energy. You need to give me something simpler. I don't think I think I'm hopeless. I think even if I was an expert on this, I don't know if it's even possible to explain this in a simple way. I think this is just too freaking abstract. Right? ELite undergrad. Varieties go burr. Yeah, I think Leo is cranky. He clearly needs another another nap. We're close to writing down the Bitcoin curve. Sphere is an example of modular curve. Stuff I don't know much about. I know some stuff from my elliptic curves experience. You're always cranky? All solutions over the integers of y squared equals x cubed plus 17. I'm sure it's a very difficult problem. I don't know what the name of it is. So yeah, energy, I'm sorry. I'm tapping out. Adele rings? Are they rolling through the deep? Hello from the other side. Wait, there's a largest solution? There aren't infinitely many integers? That's kind of weird. Dipping all kinds of shit. It says some stuff about an inverse gamma function, so I'm guessing it does exist. Oh, AI? I mean, let's just look at the Wikipedia page for gamma function. It's a good place to start. Inverse gamma function. Oh, look at that. Wait. The inverse gamma function is defined in terms of the gamma function. Well, that might just be a constant, though. Alpha might just be a parameter, so maybe that's okay. You start with Adele rings. Those are used to define Shimura varieties, which are the central objects of the conjecture. Yeah, no worries, energy. I'll always try. I just with that one I have no hope though. Um, Zariski topology. You know what Zariski closure means? Looks like is a subgroup of. I don't know what that. We're talking about the damn what, Lucas. Any equation form y squared equals x cubed plus n for n not equals 0 only has finitely many integer points. That's kind of weird. By far the hardest object understanding the Andre Oort conjecture is Shimura varieties. Quick, because I didn't know Adele rings or cohomology. Had to study other things. Fair enough. Is what the function looks like. Oh, I see what you mean now. Yeah. You're talking about like A is a subset of B. Sure. Yeah. It looks like a C basically. There will be a Leo Lectures video explaining cohomology one day. I can't wait to not watch it. Okay, so we need to show it has distributive properties. So we can't use what I want to do is just distribute the a plus ib into here, but we can't just do that. I will love not watching this video. I think what we should do instead to not just use distributivity is to say, yeah, I'm going to rearrange the inside first. What am I writing? C plus U plus I D plus V. And this is just a complex number, like a single complex number. So now we can use this bad boy. C plus U minus B D plus V plus I A D plus V plus B. I'm running out of space. C plus U. And hopefully we can rearrange this. How do we want to rearrange this? We want to rearrange it to a plus ib times this plus a plus ib times that, right? Every time someone asks to explain what he does, it's like, no, it doesn't matter. I do AI now. So prove the X-Shanwell conjecture? Version of that for function fields. Okay. Definition multiplication. Yep. Posting an image in the chat about how the Adels can be used to define the Riemann Zeta function. Master Hunter Zimmerman's kind of an AI doomer. I'm being fooled into learning about tensor products? That's funny. What is this? Oh, Catherine Zeta-Jones channeled Adele. Okay. It's really blurry, but I get the idea. Well played, Swill. Now I can use the distributivity of V over F. Right, because we're working in V. We already know about V over F. We're working with VC over F. Okay. We need to do this tactically. This is kind of annoying. Okay, we want to group maybe this and this? Question mark? Hey Slim, what happened to my rock band? Do you need someone who can play the cowbell? we're our cowbell player just left the band. We're really in need of a new one. If you're available, Slim. Check out this Rickroll. I'll pass that link through to Leo. I haven't clicked it. Let me follow it too. Oh, okay. It's the update video. I have a fever, and the only cure is more cowbell. This is an annoying noise I can make. There we go. Cowbell. Yeah, I I need one of those Men in Black like pens that you like click and it wipes their memory for every time I see a Leo Lectures video. Plus IA D plus V. Is this the right way to get this? We factor an I out from this? Maybe? Well, that's not quite right, is it? That's gonna be A minus. Wait, no, it won't. Yes, it. Okay, no, this is fine. Everything's fine. Neuralizer must have item. Neuralizer, you mean that? Yes, it's clearly called that flashy thingy. This does factor to A plus IB. Importantly. Well, I'm kind of getting back to this form. I need to make sure I don't do that. Contractually obligated to join your algebra study group. Oh, I saw you posted that earlier from us, and I forgot to reply about doing generating functions. Generating functions are pretty awesome. I mean, I've been wanting to do some sort of. I used to do study groups all the time. I've done them on electricity magnetism, on complex analysis, and general relativity, where we just like meet once a week, go through one chapter of a textbook, and talk about and solve problems together. I've been wanting to do that again. I'm just kind of still too burnt out on math and busy applying to jobs to host another one. It is something that I want to do. Penn Center, though, is like broadcasting a Discord abstract algebra. It's not necessarily. It's more like lectures that happen on Discord, and people in Discord can like type their questions. Yeah, so he's broadcasting that I think like twice a week, maybe once a week. So that's something that's happening now that's abstract algebra themed. There's also a real analysis one. So Briz, you have to get back to work soon. Oh, okay. Friday Stop Panicking that the review-a-thon will come together. It's a big production this year, Stooky. There's a lot of people in that Discord. I am, Leo. There's many meaningful operations one can have for whatever you can do with functions on generating functions. Yeah. Don't have to read or solve anything. We'll explain everything to you. You just have to join. Am I actually going to learn it then? Like, I feel like you're asking me to join a study group but not actually study. I don't know. I need to figure out how to. Okay, wait. Maybe I am there. C plus A plus IB U plus A plus IB. Ah, that's not a plus. ID plus A plus I don't like plus symbols apparently. IV. There we go. This is what I wanted. What I really wanted. A plus IB, C plus ID, plus A plus IB, U plus IV. Okay, thank God. That's what I wanted. You don't have to study, read, anything will just pet you on the head once in a while. I can handle that. Okay, I'm sorry, you're in time. Given we have cookies, fake cookies, you can't have them. They're on the internet. The difference is pretty weird. The idea that analog properties of the function defined by the power series equation for the original power series kind of an action at a distance feeling. Yeah, it's like making your problem more complicated, but for a reason. The less I've assumed you can do distributivity for VC. Did I? Oh, I really? It's so it's so hard to keep track of what properties I do and don't have. I don't know how to do this then. I gotta do push-ups. Uh, yeah, I'm very confused with the differences between a vector. Like, I'm trying to figure out um what is the difference between like the A and the B that are in F versus the U and the V that are in V? Because they look the exact same to me right here. I have no idea what a group ring is. Let me do the push-ups. I've done too many push-ups. I'm refunding that. That was sad. I thought I could do them. Apparently, I've done too many. That was terrible. Yeah, that my arms are fried. Apparently, I really thought I could do them, but apparently I can't. Um, doing A comma B would have been clearer. Forget arms. Secret trick is to use your chin. True. Yeah, I'm sorry. A study group for me is really difficult because pretty much all my spare time right now is going to applying for jobs and learning things that the job applications are asking for. I just don't have a lot of spare brain power right now. Um, Yeah, I can't keep track of the difference between V and V sub C. Choosing the bracket notation. Okay. So basically what we have is it like A times UV plus, I don't know, XY? No, okay. That's why I'm confused about V versus VC. Okay. Um I assume I should do the same first step using the definition of complex addition, right? And then complex multiplication. God, let me just bring this down to the Paradise City. Um, okay, this is U. B plus Y plus B, U plus X. Okay. Um, now we want to... Do we just multiply everything out and regroup stuff in a clever way? Expand AUX? Okay. Thank you for bearing with me here, Hamiltonian dynamics. Like I want to do this right, as annoying as it is to do right. Expand B because it's a vector space. Okay. Um, now we need to figure out how to regroup it. I guess it might be able to write what the desired result is. AB times UV plus AB times xy, but then how does this look when you au minus bv, comma, ugh, av plus bu. So I want to find like this thing about to write inside of this, which actually I think we almost have it. That Leo, I'll show it in a minute. It's hard for me to show the problem and work on the thing at the same time. It's talking about complexifying a vector space, ensuring that it's still a vector space. Okay, so this tells us how to group terms down here. We can break these back apart because we have defined addition for this. We want this AU, we want this minus BV. We want this AV and that BU. Plus, we want this AX, that minus BY. We want this AY, that BX. There we go. ABUV plus ABXY. Thank you for the suggestion, Hamiltonian dynamics. That notation is a lot clearer to me what's happening. This is the original problem. But these vectors u plus iv, x plus iy, and just follow your nose. Well, that's what I tried at first, Swill, and then I ended up using a property that I ended up using the property that I was trying to prove. So my nose was wrong. Unlike the toucan's nose. What's his name? Follow your nose. Is it Sam or something? Oh, that is true. This is only half the problem technically. Toucan Sam, thank you. I don't feel the urge to do that. If it's this, it's probably the same idea, and I'm already annoyed enough at this problem to not want to do the other part. Get it by tilting from the local function field case by something. Okay. I probably won't stream for a ton longer, but we can start to plow through the next section, because that was the last question in this section, so we can learn about subspaces next. Actually, let me get some water. What if there's a world within this math stream, etc. stuff that is interested in theoretical computer science stuff? Thinking about it soon, I'll be self-studying a bunch of stuff. They're mostly TCS things. I think there's people who'd be interested in following that. You're double cooked because of AI? Before I move on, if the real vector space has n dimensions, how many dimensions does the complexification have? 2n? Well, wait. This might be a trick question. It could still be n. Yeah, it's still n. It's kind of sneaky. Like, you could think of it as 2n, but on paper... Wait, no. If you take R, a one-dimensional space, and complexify it, you just get C1, so it is still n. Yeah, that's why I was confused, Swill, because a one-dimensional complex number is two real dimensions. You think n is the conventional answer? Okay. How to flip base to EXP and reverse. I'm not sure what that means. What is this link? Gaps in root n mod 1 and ergodic theory. I would not understand a single thing out of this, I think. Oh, speaking of... Wait, is Dribbling Liar here? Paging Dribbling Liar? Seeing the unit circle thing reminded me of what Max posted. Also, yeah, Femox, if you didn't see it, Max worked more on that idea with cutting up the unit circle for lines of symmetry. I couldn't really follow it all, but I think Max like actually got an answer to the question. Serving pages out of Heartsthorn and mooching them like edibles. Yeah, Leo, feel free to like advertise that in my Discord. If you want a place where people can just like even like use the voice chat there too, I could set that up for you. Okay, subspaces. Definition: a subset U of V is called a subspace of V if U is also a vector space with the same additive identity, addition, and scalar multiplication as on V. Okay. Or since it would just be leaking my research ideas, maybe that is fine. The next result gives the easiest way to check whether a subset of vector space is a subspace. Terminology: linear subspace, which means the same thing. Conditions for a subspace. A subset U of V is a subspace of V if and only if U satisfies the following three conditions. Additive identity: 0 is in U. Close under addition: U and W in U implies U plus W in U. Close under scalar multiplication: A and F and U and U implies AU equals U. You can prove this? Isn't this... Oh, I guess proof for the conditions. If U is a subspace of V, U satisfies the third condition above by the definition of vector space. That's a quick part. That's a quick proof for the first part. Conversely, suppose U satisfies the third condition above. The first condition ensures the additive identity of V is in U. The second condition ensures the addition makes sense on U. The multiplication makes sense on U. On me, if U is in U, then minus U, which equals minus 1U by 1.32, is also in U by the third condition above. Hence, every element of U has an additive inverse in U. Yep. The other parts of the definition of vector spaces associative and commutative are not satisfied U because they hold on larger space V. Okay, that was boring. The additive identity condition above could be replaced with a condition that U is non-empty. Because then taking U and multiplying it by 0 would imply that that 0 is in U. Oh, because 0 is in the field? Okay. If a subset U of V is indeed a subspace, usually the quickest way to show that U is not empty is to show that 0 is in U. The three conditions in the result above usually enable us to determine quickly whether a given subset of V is a subspace of V, should verify all assertions in the next example. If B is an F, then... Okay. The set of all four-dimensional vectors such that x3 is equal to 5x4 plus b is a subspace of F4, Fantastic 4, if and only if b equals 0. Let's work with that a bit. So I do know that, like, a translation breaks linear transformations, and this feels like a consequence, or like, related to that. Probably gonna break closure, right? Under, something. So if we tried to think about... Oops. +1, let's say. What do we lose here? I guess we could write it... Oops. Wait, I guess we could write it like a 5x4 plus 1, x4. We could even do... this. Did I even... The first condition? Really? Oh. I was actually on the complete wrong track. I guess you're right, Mr. Common Filter. Thank you for that. Okay, so I guess the issue is that in order for the 0 vector to be here, we would need to set x4 to be 0. But then that forces the third coordinate to be 0, and then this 1 gets added in. Maybe it's clearer to see here. And so we can never get both of these to be 0 at the same time, no matter our choice of x4. That's probably the easiest thing. The other two conditions break too, really. So I was trying to break the closure under addition. Um, I guess maybe closure under scalar multiplication might be... Would that be obvious to see if I just multiplied an a in? Um, and the issue... This isn't going to match our format, right? Unless a equals 1, but a doesn't have to equal 1. Hi, Ashir. Good luck. You should probably get some sleep, though. It sounds late. About the heart condition, it was just Dawn who breaks that. It's just me. Okay. How do we break the closure under addition? Just to go for, like, the achievement. I guess we can just, like, add 2 of these? Similar idea? Oh, we're gonna get a 2, I guess, is the issue. Let me just cut to the chase. Dot dot dot. 5x4 plus x4 prime plus 2 is the issue. Okay, fair enough. It shouldn't matter if you have a set with structure and you have a subset, such as a subset also of that structure, it's also called a substructure. Yeah, that makes sense, Will. Okay, set of continuous real-valued functions in the interval 0, 1 is a subspace of R0, 1. Ugh, we have to deal with this notation again. Okay, so this notation again means maps the set 0, 1 to R. It's the set of functions that does that. The set of continuous real-valued functions in the interval 0, 1. Wait, what? Oh, continuous. Okay, that's the difference. I thought they were saying like the same thing over and again, but okay. So the 0 function is continuous. A continuous function plus a continuous function is still continuous, and a scalar multiple of a continuous function is still continuous. So I think we're good. For instance, R star with multiplication is not a subgroup of R plus. Yeah. Sounds good, Leo. Enjoy your not sleeping. So the differentiable real-valued functions on R is a subspace of RR. It's like Mr. Krabs. R. Set of differentiable real-valued functions on R. It maps R to R. This notation looks so dumb. It's a pirate vector space, yeah. I think it's the same exact thing as B. Like differentiable plus 0 is differentiable. 2 differentiable added together is differentiable. Multiple, yeah, okay. That's the same thing. Set of differentiable real-valued functions f on the interval 0, 3, such that f prime 2 equals b. The subspace of R0, 3, if and only if b equals 0. Okay, this one takes a bit more thinking, I guess. Aaron, Leah went to take a second nap, I think. Just now. Same idea as A. Oh, right, because... Yeah. Okay. For breaking closure under addition. Because if it's, say, f prime 2 equals 1, I do think those derivatives add cleanly. Because derivative is a linear operator. Okay, yeah, we're not close at under addition or scalar multiplication. Do we have an additive identity? We do not have an additive identity unless b is 0. Okay, sure. So many concepts in mathematics, so many questions, so much to learn. If I like a slower pace, how the fuck do I keep up? You always feel like you're going at a slower pace, but just keep going at the pace that makes sense for you. Like, don't compare yourself to other people, Aaron. Hey, Ruth Paul. Like, I know in school, like, you have to do what you have to do to keep up. If you're self-studying, just go at your own pace and don't care. If you're in school, do what you have to do to stay afloat. And everyone else is doing that too, and they're just like, you just don't see it. For the most part. There are some kids who are just that smart. You do have your whole life to learn about math, exactly. The set of all sequences of complex numbers with limit 0 is a subspace of C infinity. Well, it has the identity. It's closed under addition because of the same issue with the derivatives. Same with the scalar multiplication. Okay, I guess that makes sense. Everything life, make sure you enjoy where you are with it right now rather than worry about what's coming up. Exactly, yeah. Hey, famished. So you math time to do meth. I mean math. Twitch is a typo. Please don't ban. You can say meth on Twitch. I think. I've said meth a lot. Verifying some of the items above shows the linear structure underlying parts of calculus. Yes. Yep. The set 0 is a small subspace of V, and V itself is the largest subspace of V. The empty set is not a subspace of V because the subspace must be a vector space, hence must contain at least one element, namely an additive identity. Okay. Yeah, I don't think they care. Subspaces of R2 are precisely 0, all lines in R2 containing the origin, and R2. I think that makes sense. All lines in R3 containing the origin, all planes in R3 containing the origin in R3. Wait. The hard part is to show they're only subspaces of R2 and R3. Is a line through the origin not a subspace of R4? Or am I misunderstanding what this is saying? I don't know what Taylor Toronto is either. I don't know. I thought you could have. I thought. Yeah, I did not think this. I feel like I'm gonna start read it again. The only subspaces are those ones. Oh, okay. I do need. Yep. Okay. I was interpreting it wrong. That there isn't some other subspace also in R2 or R3. Thank you. Okay, sums of subspaces. When dealing with vector spaces, we are usually only interested only in subspaces as opposed to arbitrary subsets. Notion of the sum of subspaces will be useful. The union of subspaces rarely is a subspace, which is why we usually work with sums rather than unions. Suppose V1 to Vm are subspaces of V, the sum V1 to Vm denoted by that, instead of all possible sums of elements V1 to Vm. More precisely, this. Okay? I assume we're about to see an example where this happens, but I would think that if you're working in R3 and you have 3 basis vectors, the sum of those subspaces adds up back up to R3. Do we allow... Yeah. I'll have to ask if we allow linear combinations, but that's kind of built into the definition of vector space. Suppose U is a set of all elements of F3 whose second and third coordinates equal 0. W is a set of all elements whose first and third coordinates equal 0. Then U plus W is X, Y, 0, as you should verify. Well, you just do that plus that. Some more voila? Okay. Enjoy, Fluffy. Thank you for hanging out. Alright, suppose XXYY and XXXY. Voila is the best string instrument. Tell me why, when we study math, we go from easy to medium to hard to avoid burnout. When you try to understand solution problems beyond your capability, it feels great. Does it feel great? If you do understand the solution, sure. But if you try and fail, it doesn't feel good. I'm not sure what you mean, Aaron. Bio D's nuts. In words rather than symbols, we could say U is a set of elements of F4 whose first 2 coordinates equal each other. Yeah. By description of U plus W, consider a typical element AABB. Yep. Shows every element of U plus W has its first 2 coordinates equal to each other. Thus, U plus W is a subset of that. To prove inclusion in the other direction, suppose X, Y, Z are in F, then X, X, Y, Z. Oh, yeah, sure. You can say that. The first vector on the right is in U, second vector on the right is in W. Et voila, these nuts. So this is like this set theory argument for when sets are equal. It's the thought that counts. See, author's method of tough problems feels like you are learning more rather than if you solve the normal way. I mean, just looking at solutions, you can't learn just by looking at solutions. You have to try it for yourself, though. Like, being able to follow someone else's logic is different than creating it yourself. I don't know. you can't solve those problems, well, I mean, hopefully you can solve... I mean, if reading that solution helps you solve other problems of a similar difficulty, then sure, that should feel good. But it's probably better to work on problems you can solve than problems you can't. Sum of subspaces is a subspace, is in fact the smallest subspace containing all the summons. Sure. I guess you need to prove it's the smallest one. So how do they do that? Subspaces are all contained in that. Say every subspace of V containing V1 to Vm. I guess. Okay. Some subspaces in theory of vector space are analogous to unions of sets in set theory, subsets in set theory. Two subsets of vector space, the smallest subspace containing them is their sum. Given two subsets of a set, the smallest subset containing them is their union. Okay. Next, to be able to solve hard problems on your own before setting other people's solutions. I guess so, yeah. I don't know. What Aaron was saying is makes me think of someone who just like kind of skips straight to reading the solution without trying a problem for themselves. Which usually isn't a good way to like learn. And well, it can be if you're first. I don't know, if you just do it once and then you try it for yourself with a different problem, I guess. I see a direct sum here. I've encountered direct sums before, but always in a context where they assume that you know what it means already, so they never explain it. Suppose V1 to Vm are subspaces of V. Every element of the sum can be written in that form, where each vk is in vk. There's one just a case in which each vector can be represented in the form above in only one way, which would be like a full ranked matrix. Something like that. Solution is so important it gets a special name, direct sum, and a special symbol, plus with a circle. It's good to try. The goal is not to succeed, it's the trying itself. Well, yeah, and you're not trying if you just go straight to reading the solution. If you try it and then read the solution, then sure. I don't know. I feel like I'm misunderstanding what Aaron is saying. Hey, Cos Milano. Suppose V1 to Vm are subspaces of V. The sum is called a direct sum if each element of that can be written only one way as a sum here, where each vk is in vk. This is kind of lame. If that is a direct sum, then this denotes with plus notation of indication this is a direct sum. So it's still addition. It's just addition that happens to work out very cleanly. I thought it would be a different type of addition. That's why I'm disappointed. I like reading the solution, breading it down in my head. I wish I could bread things. How it got to the solution, or if I know the solution, do it until I get the same solution. Either way works. All about struggling at the patterns. Yeah. I don't know, Cosmolano. Inventing and breaking. Okay, that makes more sense. It feels weird to me that you would change the operation, like the symbol we use for the operation, when the operation we're doing is really the same. We're talking about the result. Like, I feel like I don't know what I would change, but like we're still just doing addition. So why are we introducing a new symbol? Like, I know this is the reason why, because we get a special result, but like, it doesn't have anything to do with the operation itself. That's fair if the author is just doing a bad job. Direct sum is like the vector space version of the disjoint union of sets. The sum of vector space is like a union where there can be overlap. But a direct sum is like a disjoint union where it assumes independence of the factor. They behave very differently. It's a disjoint union, still the same thing as a union, just the sets are disjoint. Okay. Thank you. That kind of bothers me for the same reason. It's still just a union. I don't know. I think like it'd be more appropriate to use a different letter than a different operation. Because it's the operation, I don't know. Do problem, get stuck, will get solution, break it down why they got a solution, or you given the solution first. Yeah, Famish, that's fair enough. McSteve, kind of want something like a Chronicle sum with that symbol. Oh yeah, Chronicle sum is a thing too. I forget what those are like. Direct sum is a more general construction that exists not only on subspaces. The union of sets A and AB is AB. The disjoint union of those sets. Oh. I assumed you just wouldn't be allowed to do a disjoint union with those two sets, Nylonco. Disjoint union is an issue of being ambiguous in this way. Disjoint union gives you, among other things, added to behavior in all cases. If you do 1, 2, 3, disjoint union 1, 2, 3, you mean 1A, 2A. Yeah, so it's... You change the labels. So... How would I disjoint union... Or sorry, direct sum. 1, 1. With like 2, 2. Can I do that? Or is this just broken and you can't do it? My math groove is still intact. Hell yeah. Math tends to give you burnout. Do not mess with the math. Yeah, if you go too hard. You just tag things and force them to not be a set theoretic union. The idea is that the underlying set theory representation shouldn't matter. Okay. Some people call this internal direct sum to distinguish from the more canonical operation. They're just isomorphic. I'm actually thinking of sum equivalents of the Kronecker product. Didn't realize the Kronecker sum was already a thing. Oh, that's what you mean. Yeah, I think Kronecker product is what I was thinking of, where you have like one matrix is your block matrix, and the other matrix is the coefficients or something. A macaroni noodle is a surface with a boundary that is the disjoint union of two circles. Maybe? I don't know. Dimension category theory challenge level impossible. That says the direct sum is defined on vector spaces, not individual vectors. If you change to the span... Oh. The direct sum would be isomorphic to R2. Even though they're linearly dependent, the direct sum, we treat them as fully independent. That breaks my brain. Like, yeah, I hate that. Like, I don't know. And so yeah, sure. Like, I didn't mean to say span. Well, yeah, in my head, what I meant is span, I guess. Like, external direct sum would be R2. Internal direct sum wouldn't be well formed. General direct sum is going to be defined over vector spaces. Yeah. Direct sum is associated with various maps, trivial embeddings of vector space. I don't know. Isn't one of the clearest example a multi-particle state in quantum theory recomposing Fock spaces? Not for me. Um. Okay. Well, I I guess my opinion on the direct sum right now is I hate it. Uh, maybe we just need to see some of their examples down here, and we'll hate it less. A direct sum of two subspaces. Suppose U is a subspace of F3 of those vectors whose last coordinate equals 0. W is a subspace of F3. Its first two coordinates equal 0. You really don't need to explain this in words. Just show me this. Okay. This makes sense. These two vectors are independent no matter what you do. We haven't defined dependence yet, so I guess I'm cheating. But this is fine, I think. No love for direct sums here. We have written that over to R2 with basic given by x equals 1, 1, y equals 2, 2. That's why it's treated formally linearly independent. So we got sums of subspaces. I don't know. Maybe I'm just asking a question that I shouldn't be asking. They do kind of condition it. Like, I think what I'm doing, you're not allowed to use a direct product on. I think you're just not allowed to say this is a direct product for the example that I gave. I still don't like okay. What I would change, I would use a different letter instead of a different operation because it's a yeah. Anyway, I already said that. Oh, they tell you how to type it in LaTeX. That's nice. The example you gave probably wouldn't fly. No, it's more concerned with the underlying set representation than I am. Okay. Silence, if I'm saying that right, welcome in. Technically, the direct sum here is not an operation, a relation between subspaces. So that U is equal to U direct sum, U1 direct sum U2 for subspaces U, U1, U2 of V is a ternary relation between those subspaces of V, not an operation. I don't know the difference between a relation and an operation, I guess. In my mind, those are interchangeable. Or like a ternary relation. Like, maybe I'm not using the right word. I just think of plus as an operator. Either way, whatever this plus is doing is the exact same thing. Whatever name you want to give it. It's the vector spaces that are different. Or the subspaces. Whatever. A partially defined operator. Like, the sets it works on are different. That makes it better. Yeah, that's an improvement. I'm still in the hate zone, but I'm less in the hate zone, I would say. Suppose VK is a subspace of Fn of those vectors whose coordinates are all 0, except possibly in the kth slot. Sure. Oh, okay, yeah, sure. These are basically just, well, not quite unit vectors, but it's like your Cartesian vectors. These are all Cartesian, I know, but, or whatever. I don't know. Maybe I'm saying weird things. Like saying 8 is 6 plus 2. Nothing is happening to 6 or 2 to turn it into 8. It's just that 8 has 6 and 2 as part of it in the sense they are added together as subspaces of it. Maybe? I don't know. I don't know how that relates to direct sums. Welcome back, Papadoria. A sum that is not a direct sum. What do we have here? We have these. Then f3 is equal to v1 plus v2 plus v3 because every vector xyz in f3 can be written as that. Yeah, like we only need v1 and v3, right? v2 doesn't... Well, I guess we could also take v1 and v2. But in pieces, that mean you're starting with pieces, then applying operations to them. Okay, so you're talking about like the direction that we're thinking of this. You start with the bigger space, and you're slicing it up rather than taking smaller things and adding them up. Maybe that is better than what I was thinking. And the plus is how you're dividing them up. Or like the plus versus direct sum. Okay. Linear equations in one variables. Noish? If it means something gets stuck or lose confidence. Yeah, that's a good thing. Practice also learning about internal versus external direct sums recently. Got a bit tripped up. Yeah. It's weird. Perfect on the right side is v1. Yeah. f3 does not equal the direct sum because the vector 0, 0 can be written in more than one way as a sum v1 plus v2 plus v3 with each vk and vk. Right. Okay. How much more is there here? Not that much more. Maybe we can try and plow through it. We'll see. The definition of direct sum requires every vector in the sum to have a unique representation as an appropriate sum. The next result shows that when deciding whether a sum subspace is a direct sum, we need only consider whether 0 can be uniquely written as an appropriate sum. The symbol plus reminds us that we are dealing with a special type of sum of subspaces. Each element of the direct sum can be represented in only one way. Some elements from the specified subspaces. Condition for a direct sum. Suppose v1 to vm are subspaces of v, then the sum is a direct sum if and only if the only way to write 0 for that sum is by taking each one equal to 0. And that's dependence or independence. How do we prove it, though? Suppose it is a direct sum. Then a definition of direct sum implies the only way to write 0 by taking each vk equal to 0. Right, yeah, because that's one valid way to get 0, and there can only be one valid way to get 0. That makes sense. Suppose the one way to write 0 is a sum. Taking each vk equal to 0. Show that v1 plus vm is a direct sum. Dribbling layer, hey. I have something to show you related to the question you asked the last time. Maybe it's also like, maybe it's like if you had a multiply symbol that also indicated no repeated prime factors. Oh, you saw? Okay, cool, cool. I guess McSteve, yeah. It's sort of a similar thing. From the Discord just now. Oh, wait. Are you Cytos? I had no clue. Okay, good to know. Is there an absolute value bar missing on the other side? Okay, I can mentally insert that. So I'm sure it wasn't some weird notation that I didn't know of. I don't know. What does sine of ln graph? Like, what does that look like? I won't graph the integral itself. But what is sine of ln? It probably doesn't look that dissimilar. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, it does eventually cross over. I think it'll always cross back over. Like, it has infinitely many zeros going off to the right here. They just get really, really rare. And over here, it's gonna be like a sine of 1 over x situation, I imagine. Yeah, it is. Um, I guess you would start by figuring out when ln t equals multiples of 2 pi. Or pi over 2 in the case of cosine. Like, you need to split this up into a sum of many integrals to deal with the absolute value. Um, but even then, I don't know how to actually integrate that. I don't imagine you easily can. I think this one's probably too crazy for me, dribbling liar. But maybe someone will have an idea for it. I guess you're asking for lim soup and lim inf. I wonder if there's a clever estimation you can make. I don't know. I think I'm gonna go back to the linear algebra stuff. Approximation is fine. And I guess you could throw a Taylor series at it. It's still gonna be kind of weird though.
So you'll have a sum of many Taylor series, right?
You don't think there's a closed form answer to this, which is why I suggested approximating it. As far as I know, you have to evaluate it normally until a certain point. Yeah, because like I'm sure I could change that into a sum of many integrals. Uh, based on when they have zeros. I just don't know what to do after that. Like, you're still kind of stuck with sine of ln and cosine of ln. And maybe that's where you have to estimate it, but I don't know. Um, u goes ln t sub dt equals e to the u du. Oh! Huh. Well, I'll at least... Oops. Not that. Let's see where that sub leads. Well... And then e to the minus t. Oh. Wait, no, this is disgusting, isn't it? Do you... Oh, sorry. Duh. That becomes t. Okay, so that's possible to integrate then. Um, Puppeteer already has an answer. I didn't look at it, but I saw I posted one. Hey, Quantum Apex. Um, we need to worry about when ln of t is equal to k times pi, where k is an integer. Indefinite integrals? I mean, pause online notes is always a good shout for learning that. If you need some extra help or some really like good example problems. Easy to work out the sum when the zeros are spaced evenly. Oh, that's true. I could do the u sub first, right? When t is 0, u is minus infinity. When t is x, u is ln x. Oh, well, the absolute value. Does the absolute value fuck this up? I think I can't just do it this simply, right? Maybe I can. You need to calculus theory, tensor calculus, just JE level problems. Oh, yeah, for JE, I don't have any tips. I'm sorry. JE is just insane. Um, hey, slight GPX. Yeah, I'm sorry, drilling layer. This is too much for me. I'm already really tired and was getting close to ending the stream anyway. I don't have the brain power for this. Um, Notice the spectral sequences quite well. Can imagine all this in my mind. What is a spectral sequence? Uh, Warp. I know what homology group is. Never mind. Yeah, good luck, Quantum. I was Papadoria correct? Inquiring minds need to know. A sheaf? The Ray invents a special thing about being a war prisoner. It's not correct. Drilling Larry just wrote back in the Discord. That's pretty metal, Arad. What do I believe my IQ is? I have no clue, Aaron. I never taken a test. And IQ, it only says it says something about you, but I don't think any one number can like quantify everything about how smart you are. So I don't really care what my IQ is. Sequence these nuts. I think I should call a stream because I'm really tired. I feel like I can't think it anymore. So that's what I'm gonna do. Albadoriat, Aaron, Quantum, thank you for being here. I don't know. I should be back on Tuesday actually. But yeah, we'll see. On Twitch we'll look for a raid. So goodbye, YouTube.